Alafia, Alafia. Hope everybody had a good week. Uh, yeah, I just been sorry. I haven't made videos. I just been very busy with the lodge. They asked me to be an instructor for the EA, and then I'm also studying my Master Mason Catechism. So I've been super busy trying to at least get that, in my head as we speak. But I wanted to talk to you about something real quick about Ajala, Ori, and Onibode. Right, these three orishas are very important, especially in the Ifa tradition or when it comes to Orumila and how Orumila got the name Eleri Iping. So I'm gonna tell you a story of how he got this name. The story how he got this name is that when the humans were formed, he was very curious about how mankind was formed. None of the orishas knew exactly, except for after Obatala had made the clay, and some stories say Olodumare breathed in the life. Some stories says that um, uh, Oduduwa breathed in the life. Stories can vary depending on the tradition. But after the first people mold started to, we know that they came from Obatala, and after that they had coitus from Obalofu. In my next video or in the future videos, I'm going to talk about who is Obalofu. Anyway, people started to procreate with each other, and mankind started to be born. uh, Orumila was very curious of what was happening, so he decided to go to Orun. Now, Orun, depending on tradition, Orun could be up in the sky where Olodumare is, or Orun can be in the ground because that's where the dead go, and that can be the resting place for Egun. So depending on the tradition and the lineage, Orun could be in the sky again, or it could be in the ground. There's no such thing as Hell. That doesn't exist, or hell, that doesn't exist. You know. But anyway, let me get off. Let me get on the topic. So, Ajala, Ajala is an orisha who molds the head of the individual. When he molds the head of the individual, some individuals, when he molds the head, it becomes like a sculpture, right? And it has different qualities. Now, this is molding of the head of, it could be spiritually, not really the shape of the head, but he sculpts the head spiritually. There are, from my experience, there are different levels. Being very basic, there is the low level, which is the stubborn people. These people are very, very, very stubborn. No matter what you do, no matter how you do it, they will always still fall. And they will constantly need to do a bosses to make their life easier or even get up there to, normal people. These people are not normal. These people have the tendency to always have to clean themselves, always have to do it bosses, lies, deceit. They do everything negative. They're just, I hate to say it, but they're just human beings who will always be negative. No matter what you do, they will fall back. They do not have the quality of the head to lift themselves up. So in reality, they need a lot of bosses and a lot of faith from the ancestors and the Orisha to help them. And if they don't maintain that, or if they don't struggle in life, they will always fall. The next level is the moderate people. Moderate people are like normal people. Normal people that do bad things and end up, I'm not gonna do it again. There's some people, it could be so silly, like, I'm not gonna, let's say, speed again, and they won't speed. They got a ticket, and like, you know what, that's it. Or it could be something simple as, they got a misdemeanor and they got locked up for a few hours because of a misdemeanor. Maybe they did something in public wrong and they got locked up and they learned their lesson, and just being in that environment of the jail cell, they were like, no, no, this is not for me. No, I'm never gonna do anything wrong again. Or even to not listen to the ita, where, the Orisha says, don't ride a horse or don't get on a motorcycle. And then they end up getting a motorcycle and they end up crashing. And they got bruises, cuts. Lucky they didn't break anything, but they got bruises, cuts. They got injured very badly. And sometimes they suffer for it. And they say, you know what, I'm never going to buy a motorcycle again. These are just normal people. Normal people have a good quality. They go up and down, up and down, up and down. This is just normal people. And then you have the people who have a good well quality from Ajala. When Ajala scoped the head, they have a good quality. These people are, you probably see them in politicians or world leaders, people who practice Iwa Pele. No matter how much stones you throw at them, they will always practice Iwa Pele. They will always practice nonviolence. They will always practice all the good things that you can think of. Respect, nonviolence, let me see, discipline. These people are very rare. They're very rare. Be honest with you. These are very high quality people. So that is who is Ajala. Ajala is the Orisha who sculpts your head and gives the quality of your head, meaning the quality of you to understand things. There are people who have a poor quality, there are people who are normal quality, moderate, and then there are people who have high quality. There are different qualities to how Ajala sculpts the head. This is just from my experience from being around the tradition for over 20 something years. You tend to see who has low quality and who has moderate quality and who has high quality. But the higher you go, they're like this much. Or they learned they were moderate at a young age and eventually they got to that high quality. They just got there, through old age, through basically wisdom. As you get old, you get wiser. That can be another way to receive high quality standards. Now let's talk about Ori. Ori is the Orisha who gives the destiny to the person, and that's not really the gives you the destiny. It's you, the one, and me, the soul, picks the Ori that wants to what they want to do. There are certain destinies, or there are certain Oris where they are painters. There are certain Oris who are police officers, nurses, doctors, normal people. There's It's basically your destiny, the way how you go in life, even to your attitude. There are some Oris who are, they misbehave a lot, and with the combination with the Ajala being poor, the quality of the head being poor, to the Ori who misbehave a lot, you're not gonna have a good outcome. You're really not. That's when you have to go to Orumila, and Orumila has the divine so he can fix your Ori, so he can make your Ori go straight again. Yeah, that is a possibility. Yes, it is. So the destiny can be anything. It's just not just your career. It could be your life goals. It could be your attitude towards life, your personalities. Those all come into play. Ori is very simple. It's basically your destiny and the way how you do things. Onibode or Obedi is an Orisha who is the gatekeeper of Orun. They say when when Ajala finish scoping your head, and when you pick your Ori, and when you go outside, when you leave Orun to come down to earth, you tell Ajala, no, you tell Onibode, what are you here to do? What are you coming on earth to do, and how are you coming back? Some people say, I'm gonna die at 93 and I'll be back. Some people say, I'm gonna die in a car accident, I'm gonna be back. Some people say, I'm gonna die because of, a health concern, I'll be back. You know, or things that's gonna happen to me, or anything can happen to me. I can drown in water, you know, and I'm coming back. Like, they literally tell Onibode when they're coming back to Orun, so Onibode can open the gates for them. So that is why Onibode is the gatekeeper of Orun. Some people say that he's the Eshun of Orun. He's one of the Eshuns. Either way, it's still Onibode. Yes, you do tell Onibode when you're arriving back onto into Orun, when you're coming back, and he has a list of everybody who goes, who comes out of Orun, and who comes in Orun. And that is what I want to talk to you about. It's very simple. This one is a very simple topic. It's not really nothing to be to go into really deep. It's just one of those simple things. This is how mankind was created again, and this is how Orunmila became Elerdi Ipin, because he was the witness. He was watching what Ajala was doing, what the Emi was picking out the Ori, excuse me, and how the Emi, the soul, and the Ori was telling Onibode when they're coming back. So that is how Orunmila knows. That's how he knows is when. That's how he knows that your destiny, because you already told it to Onibode, and he's seen that. So when he casts the king on the opele, Orunmila will know from the Ifa tradition. Orunmila will know the destiny. That is why he is named the Elerdi Iping, is the witness of mankind's creation. He did not participate, or he did not have any influence. No, he didn't have any influence. He just saw with his own eyes of how mankind was being born in Orun, and then he was like, okay, I got it now. I know what to do. I'm going to help these people. So that's when he came down to earth. And when he came down to Aye, earth, he started to grow the Iking. Iking is the holy palm nut. And then when he learned, when the Iking became a big tree, he started to take the nuts from it. And then he started to divine, because he already knew the process. All he needed to know was the definition. Not definition, the divine tool, right? That's all he was missing, was the divine tool. But in order to get that Ashe, to divine, in one of the Ifa Oduns, correct me if I'm wrong, it's Irosum Meji, is when Obatala gave Ashe to all Orisha, to Alafosi, means to divine, give the power to divine. Divine is Alafosi. That's what it means, to divine. It is because of Obatala that all Orisha can divine. He gave the Ashe the power in Irosum Meji. Right? Okay? So that's what I wanted to touch about. And then you're going to come across people who, I've come across an individual, I told this person, don't do this. And they turn around and they do it anyway. And I told them again, don't do it, and they do it anyway. These people have very, very low quality um, in the sculpture of their head, and they have and their destiny is not looking too good, and they need to find their way. And I'm not going to say you need to come to our religion, because then that would be saying that our religion is better than anybody else's religion. I don't believe that. But you need to go somewhere that's holy, and you need to learn, and you need to fix yourself. These people constantly fall on their face, and they constantly just, they're just a living also, I hate to say this, they're a living osobo. Osobo means a negative. They're the one that cause havoc. Now, if they cause havoc, then why does Olodumare allow it? Olodumare allows it the same way how Obatala allows the handicap to be the handicap. It's just part of our lives. We can't, you know, there's a pro and there's a con, and I'm not saying that being handicapped is a con, but it does give some, I want to say it does give some obstacles that that person needs to do, and that is why Obatala covers the handicapped people. That's why all handicapped people belong to Obatala. That is one of the Oduns where he says that he announces that his faults from drinking the palm wine, and that all handicap will belong to him, and he will take care of them. Yes, that is the honest truth. But again, there are some people who are just, they're just a living negative, and no matter how much you can help them, you know, they're just, no matter how much you can help them, you know, they're just gonna be down. And there's sometimes where the good people who just pass away or who get ill sickness, like Mr. Bozeman, which is Black Panther. You know, he was fighting stage 4 cancer, you know, since 2016. I didn't even know. But Ibae, hope he rests with the ancestors. But then again, if you're looking from a Babalosha's point of view, or looking from the tradition point of view, you know, that's one of the things that he chose to do, or that's one of the destinies he chose to do. If his destiny was to make the Black Panther movie and to inspire other children and to inspire other black people, and then he did his job, and now it's time for him to go, then it's just one of those things. You know, look at me, I'm getting goosebumps. But Watala don't tell no lies. You know, his children don't tell no lies. We tell the truth. You don't know if Mr. Bossman's that's the destiny that he chose. You know, who knows that his Ajala was high, but the destiny that he picked was short. You know, you don't know, you really don't know. You know, this is just like, it's just one of those things. You know, sometimes the bad people is the one that stays the longest, and unfortunately, it's the people who are enlightened tend to leave this earth pretty quick, because you never know, their job was to just to inspire thousands of people. You know, you don't know, you really, we don't know. There's just too many factors to even think of. You know, I know, like my dad's godfather, his name is Jonito Yemoja. He has, I forgot how many godchildren he has. But when I was young, when my dad did Santo, he was, I think, like the 40 something godchild, you know. But, you know, he's still alive. My dad's godfather, Junito's still alive, and he has crowned so many people, you know, and he did his job. There's some of us who crown a lot of people, and there's some of us who don't crown a lot of people. There's some of us like me who inspire, not to big up myself, but there's people who inspire children to do, with my children's books. I've been doing this since 2015. A lot of parents like me, or they like my book because I'm the one that actually introduced it to the world. There's a lot of authors. Don't get me wrong. There were a few authors who did that, and they talked about the tradition, and that's good. And I didn't even know they existed, to be honest with you. But I was the first one who started to explain the many different orishas, and started to explain, excuse me, the tradition in a children's book, about Oshun or Batala, how mankind was formed. You know, I wanted to expose that, because I've been in this tradition since I was 6 or 7. My dad said I've been in this tradition since I was 6, but I can't remember nothing. I can't remember nothing since I was young. But that's just what he says, because he's been in the tradition for a while. And there were no books like that. So you don't know if my destiny is to make, let's say, 5, 6, 8, 10, 11 books. By 11 books, I turned 7, in my 80s, in my 90s. Maybe I make a company, and that company produces more children's books. And then it's my time to go. But you don't know. We don't know. We don't know. All I know is that I'm here to do a job, and I'm going to do it to my best ability. But knowing that, that's hard. Knowing your destiny, or finding yourself, that takes years. That takes years. Some people have over 20 something years crown, and they don't even know their destiny. They can't even tell me their purpose in life. That's pretty sad, that you don't know your purpose in life. That's why they say, that's why I respect the Sheshe tradition. They say the first Orisha is to know your Ori. And when I thought about it, I was like, yo, that's honestly true. You should know your Ori. You should know the quality of your head before you even try to do anything. Because once you have knowledge of the quality of your head and your destiny, then you will know where you stand in life. And then you can go on to learning about the Orishas. There's some people, look at on YouTube, that lady talking about the Orishas, and she don't know nothing what she's doing. Like I said, there's some people just living osobos, and we can't do anything about that. We can't do anything about that. But if that is her destiny, if that is the not her, but just that is certain individuals' destiny to be an osobo, then that's just the way it is. They chose that life. Although Dumari allowed it, so did Onibode. They allowed it. But who knows that negative can inspire a positive. We don't know. The same thing when they were doing they were doing the altar, the Orisha altar. I did what I had to do, but I saved one person. But saving that one person made me feel good. It made me felt like, okay, there's still hope. You know, that was part of my destiny, was to help the people who don't know. This is why I kind of teach on YouTube. I teach on Orisha's the children's book on my Instagram. This is why I teach this, to help. I'm not here to tell you one tradition is better than the next. No, I'm not here. I'm just here to guide you and look, this tradition feels fit for you, or this one feels fit to you. That's all. I let everybody know the pros and cons of the whole tradition. I'm not biased. No, I'm not. But I'm here to help you. Okay, I'm not here to misguide you or shun you down. No, I'm here to show you the proper way of practicing the tradition or even learning the tradition, because the tradition is 9,000 BCE. That's a long time. But anyway, before I get out of topic, I just want to say, enjoy your weekend. I'll probably come out with another video. I'm sorry, I just been busy lately, and like tomorrow, I gotta help out another individual with their bovada and cleanse their house. So I'm pretty busy, and then I have godchildren. They gotta do it bosses next week. So yeah, and then I still got to teach a Masonic class. Then I gotta learn my own Masonic classes. So yeah, I just been really, really busy lately, and I'm doing a side project about Orishas on a different level. Yeah, that's probably gonna be fun. It probably take me a few years to accomplish, but that probably be fun. But yeah, but take care. Ashe or dabo. Peace.